A rich man once said, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, it will soon be back in the same pocket it was before. You get to a stage in life, let's say you have investment, and returns on investment is more than what you need to be living on, then we can say you are financially independent. The first key we discussed this morning is take a decision to be rich. We said that poverty and riches are both based on decisions. If you don't decide to be rich, you will be poor. So you need to take a decision to be rich. We need to be deliberate about wealth creation and financial independence. The second key we discussed this morning is plan your finances. Very few people sit down to plan their finances. And we are saying that sit down. If you've never done that, sit down and ask yourself, where do I find myself today? I've worked the past 10 years. Where do I find myself? I have 20 years to go on retirement. Where do I want to find myself? We also recommend that you plan for your retirement. Because whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, you go on retirement one day. For most of you watching me, you are already at the crossroad and you have a life-changing decision to make. You either plan for your retirement or you will take the one that shows up. We also touch on housing. You need to rent, is very expensive. You need to find a place that is your own. But don't confuse dream house with a first house. Most young people confuse dream house with first house. A young person struggling to pay current rent and is building a 5-bedroom house. A young person who is struggling to pay current rent and is thinking about a guest room in that house. So let a first house be first house. I recommend 2-bedroom house, maximum 3-bedroom house. Something that you can quickly finish and move in so that you can stop paying rent. The third thing we discussed this morning is choose your financial system. There are basically 2 financial systems we all operate. You are either a hunter or a breeder. The hunter is a kind of worker who gets salary and spends everything and looks forward to the next salary, just like the way the hunters live. You kill an animal, you consume with your family, and you look out for the next animal. The breeder is a kind of worker who makes money, does not spend all, but invest part of the money. Is pay yourself at the end of every month and invest all windfalls. What do you do with the so-called salary? You pay rent. When you pay rent, the money ends up with your landlord. You pay electricity bills, it ends up with a company. Pay water bill, it ends up with somebody. So for most workers, they work hard, they get what is called a salary, and they distribute. What we are recommending this morning is at the end of every month, pay yourself. There is a law called the Parkinson law, and the Parkinson law explains why most people retire poor, even after earning substantial income through their working years. The law says that no matter how much people earn, they will adjust their lifestyle to match their salary. Don't make that mistake of adjusting your lifestyle to match your salary. Make sure that at the end of every month, you put something away. You can start with the 10-20-70 principle. Pay your tithe of 10% if you believe in tithing like I do. But anybody who can do away with 20% of your salary, I give you about 15 years, you should be financially independent. Remember, only the wise bite bones out of eggs. Money is like an egg. You consume it all today, or you defer consumption, and you can bite bones out of your eggs. And the last thing we discussed this morning is launch Operation 1 million. The average worker, and I've done this over and over, and I'm telling you that the average worker can make 1 million cedis in a lifetime. The average worker. Ask me how. I am sure a number of you watching can do away with 5 cedis every day. Anybody who can do away with 5 cedis every day would amount to 150 cedis a month. We're using 30 days within a month. Now, if you can do away with 150 cedis a month, and we use 24% to compound on a quarterly basis, within 22 years, your 5 cedis every day would have grown to about 1.2 million cedis. Believe it or not. If you can do away with 10 cedis every day, that will amount to about 300 cedis a month. 300 cedis a month. Using 24% compounded quarterly, like we did with the 5 Ghana cedis every day, within 19 years, you have over 1 million cedis. It won't happen overnight. It won't happen the next 2 years. It won't happen the next 5 years. If you give yourself time and you are deliberate and you are consistent, you should make 1 million cedis in your lifetime. You can get to a stage where your money works for you.